Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. It's episode 96 and today I've got some very exciting news to start off with in this episode that has me very excited. However, I don't know if it's going to have you guys so excited, but I've seen all of you talking about this down in the comment section. Ever since I mentioned the longboard project, a lot of you guys have actually been really interested in it and wanted to hear more about it. So if you do want to hear more about the longboard project, then check out my Twitter and my Instagram and potentially the second channel. All of those links can be found down in the description and I'll be posting more about it there. But here's the thing, the wood has arrived, it is perfect, it's beautiful, it's European oak, it's a really lovely type of wood. I personally absolutely love it. And that is what I'm actually going to be making the longboard out of. So it's going to be very different to most normal longboards. We're not going to be using plywood. Instead, it's going to be made of strips of solid oak. It's going to be a hardwood longboard. And it should end up looking absolutely stunning. But here's the thing. For my first few boards, I think I'm actually going to make 2 or 3 short boards before starting work on the longboard. Because the longboard, I want to be perfect. And I can sort of practice on the short boards. I'm pretty good at this sort of thing. In fact, I'm really good at making things because I'm a perfectionist. I will spend hours on it to make it perfect. But I want to make sure that I have all of the techniques down to a T before I start work on the longboard. So as I say, keep updated on Twitter, Instagram, and the second channel because there is going to be stuff on the way over there. But anyway, the plan for today's episode of Hermitcraft is going to be a bit of a fun one. For the first time of this Hermitcraft series, I do believe, as far as I can remember, we're going to be doing a bit of a prank. Mr. Exumavoid is currently not on the server, Halloween is on the way, and he's got himself a very large base. I mean, his base is absolutely enormous. So, what we're going to do is we're going to grab some of these little fellas, and we are going to do some constructions. Now don't worry, I'm not just going to cover everything in pumpkins because that would be a little bit boring. Instead, we're going to be doing some Halloween themed builds, which I think should end up looking amazing. By the look of things, this area has already got a bit of a Halloween-y theme. There seem to be pumpkin heads everywhere. I believe this was false symmetry, and they are literally everywhere. There's hundreds of them, absolutely hundreds of them. Now, if I begin flying towards this area right here, as you can see, this massive, expansive hole in the ocean just appears. And I have to say, it is absolutely stunning. Exumavoid, if you're watching this, you have done a fantastic job on this place because it looks incredible. But what we're going to be doing is improving it just a little bit. And as you can see up here, he's got these very obvious pillars, right? He's got 4 pillars, and these are perfect to build things on. So I was thinking the first thing that we could do is build some rather Halloween-y looking pumpkins up at the top here. We're going to try our best to create an organic looking shape with like a proper circle, a proper jack-o'-lantern type style. I don't know how well that's going to go. You guys know what I'm like. I'm not the best builder in the world, so I'm going to try my best to keep you updated. I think I'm now starting to realise that turning up here without ender pearls was probably a bad idea. It seems like a place that was very much designed for ender pearls. So I'm going to pick up some scaffolding blocks and also the green balls, and then I'll catch you guys in a little bit. Gonna be honest guys, I think I might have picked the most difficult block to place in Minecraft. Why on earth did I choose the pumpkin? It's one of the only blocks in the game that you can't place in midair. Look, I'm right clicking like crazy right now. Absolutely nothing is happening. So we have to place in these scaffolding blocks around the bottom, which isn't so bad on this layer because as you can see, most of it is on top of the already existing pumpkins. But for these bottom 2 layers right here, it had to be 100% scaffolding. So essentially, I have to build each one of these twice over, and I'm going to be building 4 of them, and then something in the center. Okay, it might be a relatively long day today. Despite how difficult they are to place, progress is coming along really quite nicely, and I've just spent a bunch of time trying to work out how I want to do the mouth, because the mouth is very, very tricky. Alright, we've only got 5 blocks to work with, and we need to create a shape that looks a little bit like that, which is very hard in Minecraft, because obviously we've only got 1 meter by 1 meter blocks. So there's a bit of a challenge right there. So I'm trying my best, and I'm trying to come up with designs, and as you can see, this is the sort of thing that I've gone for. It looks okay, I think. I mean, I haven't seen it from the outside yet, but I think it looks okay. It could probably do with some improvement though. I am considering getting rid of that block right there. That might help us. All of the pumpkins for the full frontal face are now all in place. And I think I'm about to look at this thing from the outside for the first time. But we've just got to chuck in all the blocks. So I'm going to place in, some black hardened clay. And I think that should just about do it for that eye. And then this one right here is going to be the other eye. And as you can see, these guys, they have got a bit of an angry pose on them, okay? It's not like these lovely jack-o'-lanterns, which sort of look a little bit stupid. This one is meant to look mean. So, let's pop over to Exuma Island, and we will take a look. Are you ready? Oh, that looks weird, doesn't it? That looks really, really, really odd at the time being. It looks really, really strange right now. I think that might be because it's just the face. I feel like once we get all the pumpkin and we get some roundness going on, it might look just a tiny bit better, potentially. Also, I feel like these two blocks up at the top here will probably be removed in the circle. So that will make it look a little bit less square. But you know what? I'm really happy with that. And that evil grin there is absolutely perfect. So this is coming together quite nicely, actually. It appears we are almost done with pumpkin number 1, which is very exciting indeed, and I'm trying my best to not block off that beacon beam right there. And one thing that I will say is I've used a lot more pumpkins than I was expecting, but also I have used a lot more dirt than I was expecting, because of course you need to place dirt pretty much every time you need to place a pumpkin, which means that you go through the stuff really quite quickly. But anyway, I'm going to try my best to chuck in all of these without having any faces facing outwards, and this should just about do us. Now that pumpkin there isn't placed incorrectly, but other than that, pretty much every single other pumpkin on this entire build should be facing in towards the center. And as you can see, it creates a really, really cool effect, because obviously you get the pumpkin texture, but you don't get the pumpkin face, which means that if you're building a big pumpkin, you build it out of little pumpkins, and there we go. You end up with just one massive pumpkin without all of the horrible faces all over it. But the one thing that is most important is this thing looking good. Now, remember last time we looked at it, it had the horrible square face? Hopefully, that is now gone. So once again, let's pop over to Exuma little island right here. I am genuinely nervous for this one because I've built a lot of this freehand. Here goes. That's the most cubic, spherical. Oh, it's too spherical. It's really spherical. Oh, that is... I can't stop laughing here. It's literally like a pumpkin ball. We need to square off the head just a tiny bit because... Oh, I don't know why I find that so funny. I honestly have no clue. I'm going to get the second account on and we're going to take a look at it from a slightly different angle. I've knocked a couple blocks off the top and straight away that looks considerably better. I actually just remembered that all pumpkins have the top knocked off so that you can actually put the candle down into the bottom. So that is what a pumpkin is supposed to look like. And I have to say, with the beacon beam as well, it looks really cool just popping out the center right there. So that is the design that we're going to be using. I am absolutely chuffed with it. Now we have to build it 3 more times on each one of the pillars. No! I lost all my levels! Oh, that is really, really bad. This is actually genuinely bad. Okay, we need to make our way back over to Exuma Void's place fast because my Elytra. I died again! What is my problem today? Oh my word. I need to give up on ender pearling, to be honest. Finally, after dying twice, I managed to collect up all of my items and we are making progress on the pumpkin once again. Now, I think I am doing everything correctly here because this is where things begin to taper in just a little bit. So as you can see, we've got all of the face in place and we've got all of the side walls and things. And now I'm in the process of chucking in the pumpkins that do something a little bit like this. I believe this is how it works, or at least I think that's how it goes on this pumpkin over here. I might have to take a closer look though, because I'm not 100% certain. Pumpkin number 2 has now been completed, and I thought it would be a good idea to see what this looks like from the Brown shopping district. So I've just slept through the night, it's a fresh day, and we're about to take a look at what Exuma's base is actually going to be looking like from up here. Now hopefully we can see it, yes we can, and that looks brilliant. I mean, straight away, even though you can't really see the second pumpkin, Oh, it looks so cool. That looks really, really awesome. I don't know if this is just me being a little bit silly, but I'm so happy with how they've turned out. They look fantastic. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. I definitely feel like this will look 10 times better once we get all 4 pumpkins in place. So I guess I should probably pop over to this pillar right here with some extremely accurate flying. Dead center right there. You can't teach that. And I'll try my best to build the 3rd one. And then I think for the 4th one, probably going to end up doing a 3rd-person time-lapse. And there he is. Pumpkin number 3 is now all done as well. Now, instead of doing what I normally do, which is ender pearling over to this island right here and taking a look back at what the pumpkins look like, only to find that the pumpkins look exactly the same as the other pumpkins I've built, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop over to our 4th pillar over here, and I'm just going to start chucking in the blocks straight away, and I'm going to complete the entire thing. We're going to do it in a 3rd-person time-lapse. Hopefully you find it interesting, and the good news is I'm not going to be talking over this time-lapse. The funky music is going to be back once again. You guys have been asking for it. For those of you who don't want to watch the time-lapse, it's going to be about a minute long, so you can just skip forward into the video until you find me talking once again. But anyway, let's crack on. We've got another pumpkin to build. Can I just say, I physically cannot believe how fast I've managed to build this pumpkin right here. I literally cannot believe it. So the first pumpkin that I built probably took the best part of an hour. In fact, yeah, I'd say it took about an hour because obviously I hadn't built it before. You never know what's going on. You're constantly looking back at what you're doing and basically trying to make sure it's okay. So that one took about an hour. That one took about 45 minutes because I still didn't know what I was doing and I kept dying. This one I thought I did really well because it took around about 25 minutes. This one was done in about 16 minutes, I think. I think I've got about 16 minutes of time-lapse footage, which is obscene. That is absolutely obscene. But anyway, let's try and make our way over to Exuma's Island because we're going to look at the finished product right here. All of the pumpkins all together. Are you ready? I'm ready. Here we go. Oh no! No wonder it was so fast. I left all of the scaffolding blocks in place. I was gonna say, I was like, that was really, really quick. How did I build it so fast? Of course. So he's got a little beard. Oh dear. Right, okay, I should probably fix that. That's embarrassing, isn't it? Right, okay, I'll quickly pop over there, fix that, and then this will be looking fantastic. Now that all of our pumpkins are in place, I think it's about time that we move on to the next part of the plan. Now, to be honest with you, this wasn't actually an original part of the plan, but I think it's a brilliant idea, so I'm definitely going to be doing it, and that is to light up the entire outside of Exuma's base with fire. As you can see, I'm placing netherrack all around the border right here, which it's a very massive border, and we're going to see how insane this looks when we set fire to all of it. Hopefully it looks incredible because I know he's got a fairly evil looking base and I feel like we could do with a few flames. Already I know that this is a fantastic idea. I just flew in because I managed to get shot off by a skeleton. Just looking at this with a dark border makes it look considerably more evil. So as you can see, we've got the netherrack going right the way around, but the fire, I think the fire is going to take it to the next level. Exuma's going to look like some kind of satanic worshipper. This is another one of those things that I think needs to be viewed from the Rainbow Road. I just caught the tiniest glimpse of it just then. And already it looks so cool. So here goes. Oh my word. Oh, this is one of the best things I've ever done, I think. That is spectacular. That is absolutely spectacular to the maximum. Oh. I can't actually zoom in to get a screenshot, but I'm just going to take a screenshot anyway because I'm so happy with that. And that's only the start. We have still got to do the bottom area. Wow. What a build. Well, I'm really happy with this. I hope you guys are loving this as well. But as I mentioned in the beginning, we have also got a lot of space down at the bottom right here. So obviously we've got the pillars. They have been pranked. But we need to build something big in the center. And I was just thinking a big pixel art pumpkin making its way right the way around here with a big old face in the center. Hopefully it will end up looking cool. The circle is all in place and you may be sat there thinking, that's really ugly. What on earth are you doing? Well, you know, earlier on I was complaining that pumpkins are the most annoying blocks in the game. Turns out they're even more annoying than I ever imagined. You can't place them on transparent blocks. So this glass right here, we can't place pumpkins on it. We can't do it. This is fine. This isn't, which means that we are having to build a gigantic plinth for this thing. We're basically having to build it twice so that we can place the pumpkin on top of it to make it look cool. I know it seems ridiculous, but I really want to build this thing and I think it'll be a cool centerpiece to this already ridiculous build. I'm almost at the end of my floor placing and while I've been chucking in all of these blocks, I've actually done a tiny bit of maths and I've worked out that this is just under 17 stacks worth of blocks. 17 stacks worth of blocks that you're never going to see because they're needed to place the pumpkins on top of. 17 stacks of blocks that I have had to use so that I can place another 17 stacks of pumpkins on top of them. My right finger, from pressing the right finger button on the mouse, is hurting so much. I've been rapid fire clicking for the past like 20 minutes or so. But this is the circle. This is going to be the template for a massive pumpkin that's going to be going in the center here. And I must admit, even though this is a pain in the backside, I am very excited to see what the end product actually looks like. And there we have it, guys. We have filled in this entire area with the pumpkins. There it is. We have got a huge circular platform made completely of pumpkin in the center of Exuma Void Space. And it looks great. It really does. And I've just noticed that that pumpkin over there has got some faces showing, which is a bit of a shame. And there's also some scaffolding blocks down the bottom there. So I'll fix up both of those things in the next couple seconds. But for now, I think we have got a face to construct. And I don't even know where to begin, to be honest with you. I have no clue where to even begin with this one. It's going to be a huge challenge because I'm generally terrible at this sort of thing. So yeah, I think I'll try my best to keep you guys updated with what's going on. And one thing that I should probably do as well is light up this place because they're coming from all sides. Well, guys, for a first try, I would say that's a pretty good half of the face. Look how well that's gone. Oh my word, that looks mega. That looks absolutely awesome. Right, now all I have to do is I need to recreate what I did on that side on the other side. So then it will be symmetrical, it will look really awesome, and then we have to fill in the underside, so what's going on underneath, with black. This is actually really quite difficult, but I think I'm just about doing it. So we need 2 blocks going across on this side, and then we punch out that block, and that should be the spike. And I think that's actually it. I think both eyes are completely identical. The smile has now been finished as well. Yeah, this thing looks absolutely awesome. Now what I have to do is, once again, I have got to go across and I've got to take out a bunch of blocks and I'm going to be replacing all of these with our dark blocks. Now, honestly, I don't think we're going to have enough black hardened clay to do this one. So I might have to either come up with some slightly different blocks or come up with a completely different idea entirely. Good news, I've just found a bunch of hardened clay in my storage system and I've just popped over to False's shop to pick up some ink, and by the look of things I haven't actually paid, which, yeah, that's not particularly good etiquette. So I'm quickly going to pop inside and drop off my diamond, then we can craft up all of this black hardened clay and that should be perfect for doing all of the details. And with these final few blocks placed, everything should now be finished. Boy oh boy, this has been a whole bunch of work, but there it is. It looks insane, doesn't it? This has been an absolutely mega prank. I can't stop giggling at it. I think it's absolutely fantastic. It's worked out so much better than I expected. I was expecting it to be like a few little orange balls on top of the pillars that weren't built particularly well because I'm building them, and that was about it. We added in a bunch of stuff during the recording of the video, and it's worked wonderfully. So let's pop out to the front of the base and take a look at this from a different angle. I think one of my favourite angles of this thing is actually from the rainbow roads. Let's just pop up on top here, and there it is. It's just in the process of loading in, but already it looks cool. And then there is the massive pumpkin in the centre. That's worked so well. That's worked so well. Oh, let me just land on this island right here. This has been our viewpoint for most of the episode, so it's only fair. Wow. Okay, I'm over the moon. I seriously am over the moon. I'm sure all of you are down in the comment section just saying, look, it's not that great. But I'm so happy with how all of this has turned out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop down to the bottom. We're going to place in the signs to let Exumavoid know that it was me who built it. And hopefully he appreciates our little gift right here. It's just a really short and sweet message. It says, "Hey X, I noticed this area wasn't looking too Halloweeny, so I thought I would lend a helping hand. Hope you like it." From Mumbo. And whoa. We should probably light this place up, but you know what? I think that adds to the hellish theme that we have going on here. So for the time being, I think I'm going to leave it, and I'm just going to have to cross my fingers that Exuma doesn't blow up the entire thing before he actually gets a good chance to look at it. But unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I've got time for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please sure to hit that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.